Welcome to an interview with Eveleigh, the winner of the PGA of South Africa National Entrepreneur Award for 2020. The award process from nomination to motivation to voting by the membership is concluded with your fellow members identifying you as the worthy winner. The PGA membership acknowledged 5 PGA members in the categories of management, club professional, coach, grow golf, and entrepreneur, with one of the 5 to be announced as the PGA Professional of the Year for 2020 at the annual award ceremony that will take place on the 16th of November 2020. Ian, thanks for making yourself available for the Zoom interview, and congratulations with winning your award.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, it's quite something being acknowledged by all your peers, I must say. So it's quite a good feeling. So thanks to everybody.
Okay. Let's start with the questions. Ian, running a business during the COVID pandemic and global crisis is extremely challenging. What is your secret?
Yeah, so I think finding the balance in being compassionate with everyone's situation, but still managing to push any envelope that can be pushed. I think that was key. So understanding the parameters that you have to work with and how you can exploit those to the maximum, so you can get some sort of result is better than zero. So that would be it.
Yeah, so I think your engagement through empathy was so important through this this crisis. I guess it continues to be very important going forward.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, to be honest with you, I think it's something that we've always done pretty well from a global golf standpoint. So I think it's almost inbred in us a little bit. Sometimes I guess it catches us out from time to time, but at the end of the day, I think that's how you build those relationships, and it's pretty key. And I agree with you. I think going forward, even more so, how do you work together more as a team? Because it's not about us, and it's not just about the pro or even the consumer for that matter. It's we're all in this together, and it's about finding that balance as a team.
What was your strategy to adapt your business through this lockdown?
Well, I guess like most businesses, and unfortunately, if the money stops coming in, you've got to stop the money going out. So, and that's quite it's a really tough angle to have to go at. But so we all took reductions, and some were even furloughed, unfortunately. But it was important for everybody's longevity within the business. And then thereafter, it's about becoming liquid again. So working closely with the suppliers, working closely with your partners to find a resolution for the broader picture. So we can all come out of it on the other end. Not everything comes together as planned. So I guess you have to have a few plans running at the same time and see which one materializes in the end. So I guess we were almost rebudgeting on a weekly basis, just with everything changing, and the more you get to understand what your situation is. I remember quite clearly that we had put a payment plan with our suppliers, and it was declined, but it was the only plan that we had. And in the end, that's just what we went with, and they actually supported us in the end. So they understood where we were at the end of the day. And we all are, and we're moving forward. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, remaining fluid and budgets, like you say, it changes daily. So it's remaining fluid and proactive is so key. What can current and aspiring? Sorry, Ian.
Yeah, no. That's carry on.
What can current and aspiring PGA members learn from you about running a business?
Yeah, I think, first and foremost, again, I guess it's kind of how we conduct ourselves. I guess you've got to remain humble. Keep it above board, and most importantly, keep it fair for everybody. I guess that's the key in this industry.
Yeah, treating everyone as equals, irrespective of the size of the business.
100%, yeah.
What have you learned about yourself personally this year, and what was the one thing that surprised you the most?
Yeah, so to be honest with you, this award was the most surprising, to be honest, Ivana. I've always just gone about what I do in my own way. I never really thought of standing out too much, and I guess that's part of that, remaining humble scenario. But being acknowledged in this way has made me believe that maybe I am in fact making a difference and an impact for the industry for the better. So yeah, this award is what has stood out for me.
No, excellent. What advice can you give to your fellow PGA members?
Yeah, so that's a great question. I think, through all of this, there's at some point, at least, when you're in level 5, there's not much opportunity, but thereafter, there's always some sort of opportunity. And maybe even in level 5 for that matter, because there were still ways of being able to market yourself without actually selling something in my business, obviously. But there was still opportunity for you to be able to market yourself. So there is always opportunity, and I guess you just have to figure out how to exploit that. Obviously, I don't need to point out that the industry is on a high at the moment, but there will be some leveling off. So if you haven't already built those relationships with the newbies or the revived golfers for that matter, then you've probably got to crack a whip, because you might already be behind the 8 ball. But the captive market they're at your counter daily, so the opportunities are there.
Okay, yeah, golf's having a nice boom, and it's important to retain all this new interest. Well, yeah. We say new. I think there's a lot of latent golfers who come back into the game because it's the only activity that they can do safely or feel safe doing. So it is, you're right. How do we maintain and continue to build those relationships with new and existing customers to make sure that they're customers for life?
Exactly. It is a captive market. Like I say, they walk into your stores daily. It's one of the easier jobs that I think that we have. It's just about retaining those relationships. So, yeah, that's my advice.
How do you see the future of the golf industry and golf retail? What trends and development do you foresee?
Yeah, so I think this pandemic is going to, or in my mind, I think already has pushed the fast forward button on e-commerce. So how we use that to our advantage and still provide a personal touch, I think is what's going to set one apart from the other. But I think that is going to become the future. You can already see, and it has been the future over in Europe and maybe even in the US for that matter for quite a while now. But it's definitely been reported back to us from a Nike standpoint, at least. They're doing so much more online. So I think that e-commerce is going to be the new trend, so to say.
Okay, so would you be encouraging, on-course PGA professionals to be looking at e-commerce in some sort of way towards their customer base?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, that's exactly it. I think there's got to be some sort of solution. We spend our lives on our handheld devices and or tablets and or laptops, whichever it may be. So I think the more available you make yourself and your business, the more chance you have of succeeding, and standing out above anybody else. So we're obviously we've worked on quite a big platform that thankfully has come together quite nicely now. We finally have our payment gateways or the key codes for that. So our app that we worked on, being My Home Club, is now finally going to really be rolled out quite aggressively, and that's going to be quite a nice game changer for the market as a whole. Our approach is obviously very different, but I think any other pro or retail store or even teaching professional for that matter, I think you need to be made available online in some way or form. However that is that you have to adapt it is dependent on who you are and what your business is. But I think you need to be made available online.
Excellent advice. Thanks, Ian. Tell us about a teacher, mentor, coaches who have made an impact on you or set you on your present path.
So I probably have two situations to this, or two scenarios, so to say. So obviously I did my apprenticeship at Dainfin under Ed Holding. And Ed ran a great retail store, and there was a ton of opportunity through the store because it was incredibly well stocked, but also just with it being a pretty influential market, so to say. So, my colleagues, Antonio Santo and Hendrik de Vos, we all worked together at the time. And we used to drive each other so hard for sales. on a monthly basis. But it was you know, we were there for each other. It was a team effort. As much as we wanted to beat each other, it was still a team effort. So we pushed each other, and we worked hell of a hard, and we did well for it at the same time. You know, so I guess that put me on an unlikely path to sales. You know, I would never have said that this is where I would have ended up if you look at my junior life, so to say. And then from there, I guess my mentor is Langley Perrins. You know, he's a true entrepreneur. He started his business from selling goods out of his car. I mean, he would drive, and until the car was empty, he wouldn't come home. You know, so it's quite an interesting situation. And to where Lang's taking the business now and having some 15 brands in the stable. I mean, we're like an overgrown golf shop, so to say. Like, we always structure, we make sure that if we're going to bring in a brand in, that it can fit within a golf store model. You know, so we're an overgrown version of that is how we look at our business. But yeah, true entrepreneur, and has taught me a lot of what I know today. You know, so those are the two experiences, I would say.
Excellent mentorship. And the final question for you, Ian. The purpose of the PGA in SA is touching lives to the game of golf. How does your business touch lives?
Yes, I think we solve problems for a lot of the broader market and a lot of the people that play the game. Yes, it's intangible product, but I guess what also gives us an opportunity is that we can bolt on added services to what we do. So that makes the experience, I guess, that much more enjoyable and that much more memorable for the market as a whole.
Excellent. Ian, it has been a pleasure interviewing you and providing some insight into how you live the PGA purpose of touching lives to the game of golf. I look forward to the annual award ceremony on the 16th November 2020 and the announcement of the PGA Professional of the Year for 2020. Stay safe and stay healthy and continue doing what you're doing.
Thanks, Yvonne. I appreciate it. And thanks to all the pros yet again. I really appreciate it. Thanks.
Thanks, Ian.